the Athletic Center in Toronto. Taking a look at the starting lineup, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. And for all these young girls here, Kim Adams, not only are they watching one of their own, Aaliyah Edwards, but they get to watch one of the best players in the world, Paige Bueckers.
Yeah, we know Paige Bueckers is back this season after missing all of last year. And she's thinking forward, and she is playing as well as she ever has.
Ready to go. Aaliyah Edwards wins the tip. The Husky.
Years old. And it's just so well known, as evidenced by how many fans are coming out tonight to support her. It's an exciting day for her.
Now with the drive and that runner, Nika Mule with the defense. But a turnover here by the Huskies. And Toronto Metropolitan, this is a team that is unbeaten on their season. Katrina Garvey off on the three. They believe in their perimeter shooting.
Yeah, they're a confident group. They recognize this opportunity, and Gino Oriema, that's got to make him happy, from KK Arnold. But in the starting lineup, this is the 5th game that those two have been in there together, Arnold and Shade, and really just growing with confidence.
Up 3. That one is off the heel for Garvey, who's 0 for 2 to start. Paige Bueckers from downtown. Answered the bell since. Shade. Ashlyn Shade, this freshman
game, and it was a really solid screen set by Aaliyah Edwards right in the middle of the paint to free up Shade.
I'm not surprised at all at Shade's 22 points, a career high against Butler on Monday night. Arnold with more defense. KK Arnold gliding, and one for KK. What a start by these Huskies. Coming to Toronto, Aaliyah Edwards with the putback. Other side, the Toronto Metropolitan head coach by Kia Nurse. It was 6 years ago that Aaliyah Edwards watched Kia Nurse inside this building. Now it's her time to shine as a Husky. Clark, the head coach of Toronto Met, was the head coach of that team.
Yeah, really cool tie-in. And we asked Coach Clark, what has really stood out to you about Aaliyah? And Coach Clark was also an assistant on the Canadian national team at the Olympics. She said she's just a relentless, tireless, hard worker, rebounder. She said it's been great to see her offensive game develop as well.
Garvey with one on the shot clock, the left-handed finish.
Obviously, wherever he goes, he gets approached, people wanting to talk to him. So he was kind of off in the wings as they were starting their stretching. And then he came out and kind of was like, all right, ladies, we're not just...
Up to number 3. It keeps growing in this area.
Yeah, this is, as we said off the top, this country, the city of Toronto. Ooh, Ashlyn Shade. This is a team that really wants to get a city that really wants to get a WNBA franchise here in the near future.
Ashlyn Shade has the hot hand and keeps it rolling.
En route to a career-high 22, and you could just see her really settling into this offense. She's got some tremendous point guards on the floor to work with to get her those open looks.
Shot clock is down to 8 now for TMU. Garvey's been plenty active early. That one does not fall for Karipe. KK Arnold flying. Connecticut's freshmen are shining.
And well together at the 4-5, right on cue. A little high-low action, easy bucket for Aubrey.
Aubrey Griffin with that big game on Saturday against Louisville. What impressed you the most about it?
The efficiency, and I think she's really stepping into a scoring role, whereas she's always kind of been the glue of the team to come in and get rebounds and run the floor and get some steals. I think
dialing it up from 3, she has all 5 for TMU. Here's Edwards, feeling right at home. Aaliyah Edwards.
And that is just a strong take. Many WNBA scouts have Aaliyah Edwards very high on their prospect boards.
In Kingston in high school, Kim, transferred to Crestwood Preparatory College. And with Marlo Davis, her high school coach, that's how it all really came on for her to eventually become a Connecticut Husky.
Yeah, Gino was telling us some interesting recruiting stories today. He first saw her down in Florida as part of an NBA Global Academy initiative, and then went and visited her at home in Canada. Yeah, maybe had a little tie-in with Kobe Bryant there to impress Aaliyah.
That he did. We'll talk about it. Her roommate at that Florida event was Nika Mule. And Mule started that sequence that led to Edwards.
Yeah, Nika Mule at the time was already committed to UConn. Aaliyah was not. So what a coincidence there that they would both end up as Huskies. Looked up to people like Gina Wariema, Pat Summit. She's trying to model her program after historic programs like that. But I was really impressed with how she worked with her group today.
The Huskies can hold it for the final shot of the quarter if they'd like. Ashlyn Shade scalding from Toronto, and Kim Edwards showing off in the opening quarter with 10 points. Here's Caden Samuels.
Really in that first quarter, just shown all that she's able to do as she gets ready to check back in. I love that rip through and drive mood she had. She's been active in the passing lanes, going defense to offense as well.
Ashlyn Shade with 13 points on 5 of 5 from the floor. Now a deflection from Amari DeBerry. So it's
Nika blows a layup on the other end.
pull up three, swishes home.
And this is a TMU team that will not be shy about pulling up from deep. Their percentage has not been great so far this season, but they do have some capable shooters in her body so that she's able to do that without fouling over the back.
Shade hasn't missed. Ashlyn Shade 6 for 6 with 16 points.
4 of 4 from deep. I don't even think she's hit the rim. It's just been swish after swish.
Now Edwards, she is a freight train. Aaliyah Edwards can do it all. Kaylee Hall, and now Mule. Caden Samuels catch and shoot. The Huskies can't miss from downtown. It was just a little bit off. Oh, wow. Griffin in transition, and that's the vision of Mules. 31 against UCLA. Amazing to think she comes off that injury, and it's just fantastic. Paige Beckers, the All-American. And now a steal.
Man.
Paige Mania.
Uh-oh. Oh, heat check, heat check.
Caden Samuels is there.
He described her defensive prowess, and it's like we're seeing a piranha out there. She just loves defending.
Arnold again, and between.
We even had to move our typical broadcast position because they wanted to sell our seats as well.
Hey.
They weren't going to give us those for free. 17 turnovers. Again, I know this is not, UNC, Marquette, Creighton, but they're really showing intensity and quickness and a sense of togetherness. I mean,
that's the storyline, because you talk about the stats count. This doesn't count the net rankings or towards UConn's NCAA resume, but they have not missed a shot. KK Arnold is 8 for 8. Just joining us, we're at the Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto, Canada. Caden Samuels knocking it down. So she.
Everyone needs a little vacation.
Play a homecoming game and then head to Jamaica as Foreman's off on the 3. UConn is currently zoning TMU. Foreman, the leading scorer for TMU.
TMU to go up against such a tremendous program. Great to come out of the locker room and feel like you executed something that you talked about at the half. Credit to Carly Clark, who we had the pleasure of talking to. But
22-point performance against Butler not even 48 hours ago.
And again, I don't think she's grazed the rim. I think everything has been a swish.
The runner is good for Kia Nurse's dad's team.
Yeah, Foreman, an impressive player, averages about 16 on the season. A couple steps in from the three-point line.
That's the next step.
Whoa!
Foreman catching fire. Oh, that was off. It's their strength. It's what's led them to an 8-0 start to the season. Beckers, and one for Paige. She was asked at Big East Media Day, so the expectations for this season are she skip pass to the left wing. And that deflected, and here come the Huskies. They have run the floor throughout the night.
Ooh,
Edwards can't finish it off, but a blocking foul.
It's really...
And back to the star of tonight's show, Aaliyah at the line. Such a special night for her. Glowing this morning, talking with the media, saying she wants to be that example to young girls.
Girls and boys here watching this.
Nice spin move, Edwards. Now that is her 4th foul. 4 fouls for Edwards. It is a regular college game. TMU typically plays the FIBA rules, so they typically play a 24-second shot clock.
I just wonder if Aaliyah knows that.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
We will.
Arnold, how about her night? KK Arnold. TMU team, one of the front runners in their conference. An unbeaten start to their season. A couple of narrow victories. Jamie Foreman leading the way. Giveaways here tonight as here comes Beckers. Shade has not missed. Ashlyn Shade is 8 for 8 with 20 points.
No shade here. Just absolutely ridiculous. But it's the work that she does before she gets into her shoulders are square to the basket. Her elbow is tucked. It's setting up her body so that she doesn't need a lot of time once she gets that pass.
That line. Now Arnold hits it home.
Lady.
She's as vital as anybody in the growth of this sport in Canada.
Absolutely.
Shade. Her first miss was 8 for 8. On the other end. That one goes.
With some of the league's star players, getting to know them better as people. We haven't had any Huskies yet. I'm certain we'll be getting one of them soon. Kaden Samuels. I think she just apologized for shooting. I think her coaching staff wanted them to keep running the play, but she switched it. She made it and looked at the bench, put 2 hands up and said, "I'm sorry."
Yes, and her coach turned around, which Gino Auriemma said this. He goes, "Look, I judge players based off about 9, 10 things. The thing about Samuels is as a freshman, and one. Count that in the foul for Corinne Parker of TMU.
Here, too, I did a little bit of homework. I saw that the Maple Leafs won 11 Stanley Cup titles between 1932. You know who also has 11 titles? The UConn Huskies, national championships. Look at that tie-in. Shaping young girls, whether they go on to play or not. They're seeing powerful women, strong women. They're seeing hard work pay off. Moments like this, having the national championship game on network television, those things go a long, long way.
But it's the relatability of this young black child who sees Aaliyah, but she sees herself.
Yeah, wow.
Those words are
beautifully
so
said.
Powerful.
And you have to think that Aaliyah Edwards probably looked up to a player like Kia Nurse in that way, a Canadian national team who...
We saw it last year with the Maddie Sechrist movement at Villanova. You and I did a game in New York. She couldn't get off the floor.
What her experience was. Great nails, too. Great holiday nails.
Before Aaliyah played her first game as a Husky on local sports TV here, folks, Kia wrote Aaliyah a letter. And in that letter, she said, "Dear Aaliyah, you've earned this. 4 years of but no name."
That's goosebumps material right there. Wow. What a letter. I don't think I ever really thought about that until right now, that UConn players don't.
Players change. The basketball capital of the world remains the same. They have earned that title. Those 11 rings. Not enough to New York Knicks.
Whoa.
And the Toronto Huskies.
No way. That's like scary. The coincidence. Huskies.
Drew in
That's an insane stat.
over 7,000 spectators. Your Knicks won 68-66. The admission was free.
That's incredible.
First NBA game played here.
Ooh.
Aaliyah Edwards, welcome home, Aaliyah.
The smile is everything. The smile.
Be back in action as you take a look at Mom. There's the three for TMU.
By their response after a tough first half, came back confidently, getting better looks offensively. And she has just represented Canada basketball incredibly well, not just with her playing ability, but the type of young woman that she is, what she's been able to display in NCAA basketball across the country in the USA, really putting Canada on the map there, up to what she brings rebounding-wise and defensive-wise. And she's shooting better than 55% this season. And she is.
Aaliyah at Creighton, and they've got a big three of their own.
Emma Ronsick has been putting up insane numbers for the Jade.
Chemistry is building, and it's almost as if we watched the reality what Gino Auriemma said. It starts with upperclassmen, and then our freshmen will be confident. Caden Samuels rarely missed. Ashlyn Shade, 8 of 10 tonight. Hit the final seconds on Aaliyah Edwards' homecoming night in Canada. Connecticut puts on a show, and listen to the applause. The Huskies head into the holiday break, winners of 5 in a row.